everyone, warm welcome to science class. We have discussed in the previous class about introduction of crop production and management and some basic terminology, and today we are going to discuss about basic practices of crop production. Before that, as usual, we will discuss some GK question. In our first one is, which is the largest pulse producer state in India? Which is the largest pulse producer state in India? The answer is Madhya Pradesh. Second one, the eyes of potato are useful for vegetative propagation. The eyes of potato are useful for vegetative propagation. With that, we'll start today's topic, basic practices of crop production. Okay, before that, previous topic recall. One question I'll ask about, why paddy cannot be grown in the winter season? Why paddy cannot grow in the winter season? So the answer is, paddy requires a lot of water. So paddy requires a lot of water. Therefore, it is grown only in the rainy season. So we have discussed two types of crops classified based on their season: kharif crops and rabi crops. Kharif crops are sown in rainy season, which requires lot of water. Rabi crops grown in winter season, which requires less amount of water when compared to kharif crops. Okay, that's why paddy cannot grow in the winter season, means paddy requires lot of water. Okay. Cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmers over a period of time. So cultivation of crops. It is not a only single step. It is undertaken by several activities done by farmers. What are those activities? In this session, we will discuss about those activities. These activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices, which are listed below. What are those activities? You can see here, first one is preparation of soil. Sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting and storage. So these are the agricultural practices. In this session, we will see first one, preparation of soil in detail. The first step is preparation of soil. So many steps farmers are doing. In the first one is preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. So preparation of soil is the first step. In what? Before growing crop, preparation of soil is the first step. We have to do that one, preparation of soil. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil. And loosen it. One of the most important tasks in agriculture, what? We have turn the soil. Okay, turn the soil and loosen the soil. Okay, so first one is what? Preparation of soil is the first step in before growing crop. The second, one of the most important tasks, that is to turn the soil and loosen it. In agriculture, it is an important task. Okay, and this allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. So what happened? This turning the soil and loosening the soil is allows the roots to penetrate. Penetrate is nothing but go or pass deep into the soil. So what happened? This turning the soil and loosening soil will allow the roots to go deep into the soil. It allows or pass or go into, we can say that. Okay, the loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily. So what happened? Next one, it penetrates deep into the soil. So that loose soil allows roots to breathe easily. Even when they go deep into the soil. So what happened? That loosened soil will allow the roots to breathe easily if it is go very deep inside the soil. So first, what happened? Preparation of soil is the first step before growing crop, and one of the important tasks in agriculture is turning the soil and loosening the soil. Okay, So what happened? What is the use to turning the soil and loosening it? What will be the advantage? This allows that loosening soil, turning soil allows the roots to go deep into the soil. So what happened? That loose soil allows roots to breathe easily also. So roots can easily breathe even if they go very deep inside the soil. And why does the loosening of soil allow the roots to breathe easily? So in the last step we have discussed that this loosened soil helps roots to breathe easily. Why does loosening of soil allow the roots to breathe easily? So why does it is happening? Okay, the loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms. So loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microorganisms present in the soil. Okay, first step. Why does loosening soil allow the roots to breathe easily? The loosened soil helps in the growth of what? Microorganisms and microbes, which is nothing but microbes and earthworms present in the soil. Okay, these organisms are friends of farmer. So these organisms are friends of farmer. What are earthworms and microbes? Okay, so why we are calling these microbes and earthworms are friends of farmer? Since they further turn and loosen the soil. So what happened? Further, earthworm and microbes turn the soil, turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. Humus is an organic substance made from dead leaves and plants. If you put that one, it will help the plants to grow healthily. Okay. So why does the loosening of soil allow the roots to breathe easily? The first one is it helps the growth of earthworm and microorganisms which is present in the soil. Okay, and next we are calling microorganisms and earthworms are friends of farmer. Why we want to call those are friends of farmer? Because further, since already we have loosened the soil, but they further turning the soil. Further they are turning the soil and loosening it and added humus to the soil. Because of those reasons we are calling earthworm and microbes are friends of farmer. But why the soil needs to be turned and loosened? Why the soil needs to be turned and loosened? Okay, soil contains minerals, water, air and some living organisms. So why we want to loosen the soil and why we want to turn the soil? Because soil contains minerals, water, air and some microorganisms. In addition, dead plants and animals get decomposed by the soil organisms. So dead plants and animals also decomposed into the soil organisms. In this way, various nutrients in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. So in this way what happens? In this way nutrients in dead organisms are released back into the soil. So what are the things? Soil contains water, minerals, air and some microorganisms. In addition, not only that, in addition it contains dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms. Okay, so in this way various nutrients in dead organisms. So various nutrition in dead organisms are again released back into the soil. These nutrients again absorbed by the plants. So what happens? Various nutrients are get back to the soil. So that nutrients again absorbed by for whom? For plants. Again absorbed by plants. Since only a few centimeters of the top layer of soil supports plants growth. So what happened? Since only some particular centimeter of top layer of the soil only helps for agriculture or helps the plants to grow healthily. So what happened? Remaining minerals, all those nutrients are deep into the soil. So for that we have to turn the soil. Okay, if we turn the soil, automatically from down to all nutrients will come back. So if it has come back, the plants will absorb those energies. So you can see turning and loosening of soil brings nutrient rich soil to the top so that plants can use these nutrition. So what happened, because of the turning process, some soil contains high rich nutrients will be there bottom. If you turning the soil, what happens, those nutrients will come back. If it has come up, what happened, the plants will use those nutrients. Thus turning and loosening of soil is very important for cultivation of crops. So turning and loosening soil is very important. Tilling or ploughing. Tilling or ploughing. So long what we are discussing about preparation of soil is first step before growing crops. And one of the important tasks is turning the soil and loosening the soil. And why we want to do all those things we have discussed. Now tilling or ploughing. Tilling or ploughing. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or ploughing. So the process of turning the soil or loosening the soil is called tilling or ploughing. So two things is here important, that is turning the soil and loosening the soil. Okay, this is done by using a plough. So this how it is we are doing by using plough. Plough is a machine what we are using that is. And ploughs are made up of wood or iron. It is an instrument that is made up of wood or iron. Okay, so using plough that is made up of wood or iron, using plough we are doing loosening the soil or turning the soil. Okay, if the soil is very dry, it may need watering before ploughing. So what happens if the soil is dry? So what happens, it is heavy, it is hard to plough, or it is hard to turn the soil or loosening the soil. So what happens, if it is dry, we have to water those particular field and then we have to do ploughing. The ploughed field may have big clumps of the soil is called crumbs. So the ploughing field have big clumps. Clump of soils will be there, that is called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs. So what happens, those crumbs we have to break it. Okay. Leveling the field is beneficial for sowing as well as irrigation. So next one is level. We have to level that particular agricultural field. Okay, first one is turning the soil or loosening the soil. The process of turning the soil or loosening the soil is nothing but tilling or ploughing. Okay, so before ploughing we should check that whether the particular field is dry or wet. If it is dry, it is heavy to do that process. So what happens, before ploughing we have to water those particular places and then we should do. Okay, so and the next one is that particular plough field contains large big clumps. We have to break those clumps, and next one is we have to level that particular field. Okay, and that leveling field is beneficial for what, sowing the seeds and as well as irrigation also. For watering also it is beneficial. Leveling of soil is done with the help of leveler. So how we are leveling the field? With the help of leveler instrument. Okay. Sometimes manure is added to the soil before tilling. So what happens? Manure. Sometimes manure we are adding before the tilling. So if after adding the manure, if you are doing the tilling process, so what happens? It will mix very well in the soil. Okay. So this helps in the proper mixing of manure with soil. So what happens after mixing manure, if you are doing tilling is nothing but the process of turning the soil and loosening the soil. So what happens, it will mix properly and that will help the crops or plants to grow well and healthy. The soil is moistened before sowing. So what happens, the soil should be moistened before sowing the seeds. In the next video we will see about agricultural implements. Okay, agricultural implements. In that we will discuss about plough, hoe, cultivator, how we are using those instruments in the field, agricultural field. And the next topic is sowing. Today in this session we have discussed about preparation of soil. Okay, so what we have to do, preparation of soil is the first step and it is important turning and loosening the soil, which is nothing but tilling. So all those things we have discussed today. Thank you, children.